Good morning. How y'all doing? It is Well Red Beard. It's a damn fine day to talk about a book. And today we're going to talk about To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. First, let me show you this beautiful signed copy that this is the 40th edition that I bought for my wife, like, I guess, early 2000s, because I know the 50th edition's already come out. But, I kind of hate to review, most of what I do here is review books that maybe a lot of people haven't read yet. I do a lot of horror, but I do a lot of, independent horror that, by coming here and talking about him, I think maybe I can help the author out. I've kind of gotten away from that, and I'm reading a lot of bucket list books for myself, and rereading a lot of books that I read as a young man, but now I need to kind of take one more look at before I put them away. I'm kind of at that point in my life. I'm 48 years old where I'm revisiting things that I thought I liked, or maybe things that I didn't even think I liked. That only works in the case of restaurants, and I'm giving them one more try, and then we're moving on. But in the case of this book's great. I mean, I don't think I'm 5 stars on it. I think I'm 4 stars on it. And I think most of that is because when I do these rankings, it's more about the enjoyment of the read at the time that I'm reading it. I mean, it is, in my opinion, more of a novel designed for someone younger. I mean, thus why I read it in, I don't know if it was middle school or early high school, but it there were definitely things that stood out as hitting harder, hitting differently than I remember them then. I mean, I know that my small town had racism in it, but I just didn't get a huge taste of it. Maybe I did get a taste of racism, but I don't think I got a taste of like social injustice and things like that. I mean, I was raised in the church. We did not have politics on our television at home. I didn't. I just I don't know. I think now in modern America, 2025, I definitely read this through a different set of eyes. Now, I love it's chock full of single one-liners. It's chock full of quotes. I mean, everything from the reason you don't kill a mockingbird to the famous delete the adjectives line. If you delete the adjectives, then you'll have the facts. But there's one quote about reading that I absolutely loved. It said, and for me, because I've had some eye trouble, but until I feared I would lose it, I never loved to read. One does not love breathing. I like that one, and there's one. I'm not going to share a bunch of these with you, but there is one other. Because it talks about like the state of the white people in this town and how most of these just filthy, nonsensical, you know, things that they're doing. I mean, the way that 12 men got up there, and I don't want to, briefly, another thing that I kind of assume with these books is that, you know, I, I'm not spoiling anything for you. I mean, the book's been out there forever. Figure most people have read it. I'm here just kind of recording my facts in like a video journal type format. I mean, I know that if you haven't read it, so I guess what I'm saying is, if you haven't read it, you probably want to get out of here. I mean, I'm not gonna get deep into spoiler territory, but I am gonna say that a black man goes to trial for something he didn't do, and 12 white men find him guilty for it, and you kind of the only reason I'm saying that is because it's under this guise that these people, are doing this from a what they consider a Christian state of mind. I mean, none of these men would have stood up there and put their hand on the Bible and said that they were not a Christian. But there's a quote that said, "They're just some kind of men who are so busy worrying about the next world that they've never learned to live in this one, and you can look down the street and see the results. So that's all I'm going to do for quotes. But yeah, just a great, 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 great book. I'm sitting, and as I say that, I'm kind of feeling bad for giving it 4 stars. You know, that's it's definitely not just four. It's more like 4.5. I just didn't give it that final, fifth star. But that's always up for reconsideration. I mean, who knows? Maybe the ghost of Harper Lee will keep me from being able to sleep tonight, and I'll come back and 5 star this book. I don't know, but that's where I'm at. One thing I will I'm not going to give my opinion on it necessarily. I'm just going to say that there's a lot of conversations out there about the use of racial slurs in literature. Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer and this book, that uses racial slurs towards black people a lot. But and it's hard to sit here and judge or say anything, but it felt like we had to have those things there for Scout to learn, for our main character, the little girl Scout to learn why her father didn't use that word, and why other people would, and the ignorance that it was a part of that. So again, I did this in audio, and so I'm not trying to say I can't handle hearing bad things, but when you're listening to this in audio, and the N word comes up multiple times in a single paragraph, there's a bit of cringe on my side of things that happens there, but I feel like, again, super super necessary to for the coming of age aspects of Scout. So, do a little synopsis real quick. I don't know that I need to do synopsis, but I'm going to do it real quick. A little quote here: "Shoot all the blue jays you want if you can hit them, but remember, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird." And just of that was because a mockingbird does nothing but good in this world. They're only here to sing for us. A lawyer's advice to his children as he defends the real Mockingbird of Harper Lee's classic novel, a black man charged with the rape of a white girl. Through the young eyes of Scout and Jim Finch, Harper Lee explores the rich humor and unswerving honesty, the irrationality of adult attitudes towards race and class in the deep South of the 1930s. The conscience of a town steeped in prejudice, violence, and hypocrisy is pricked by the stamina and quiet heroism of one man's struggle for justice. But the weight of history will only tolerate so much. One of the best love classics of all time, To Kill a Mockingbird, has earned many distinctions since its original publications in 1960. It has won the Pulitzer Prize, been translated into more than 40 languages, sold more than 30 million copies worldwide, and been made into an enormously popular movie. Most recent librarians across the country gave the book the highest of honors by voting it the best novel of the century. So, I guess I should have known that this won a Pulitzer. I did not know that, so that is one more that is off my list. Again, I'm in the middle of a Pulitzer project, but I'm starting from 2024 and working backwards. So it would have been quite a while before I got to this one. But hey, it's another Pulitzer book that I can say that I don't have to revisit. But yeah, I mean, it's again the coming of age of Jim and Scout, and we spend the upfront of the book kind of just going through funny little anecdotes, funny little stories about the kids, and then the meat is when we settle into this Tom Robinson business, the fact that he's been falsely accused of raping a white woman, and the court case, and how the biggest thing for me, like one thing that really really jumped out to me was how upset, how angered, how just I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but how angered the children were by the result of the trial. I mean, they knew Tom was innocent. Everybody there knew Tom was innocent. The 12 jurors knew Tom was innocent, but they found him guilty, and how the kids felt this rage about that, and Atticus, was just, he just had this look of resignation, just, the look of the, he knew this was going to happen. He was not going to win this fight, but it was important that he had to fight anyway. And there are some quotes in the book about that too. When you're already licked, but you still move forward. That that's what makes a man, or something like that. But so cool story, cool look at racism in America in this time period. Um, I mean, Atticus is probably one of my favorite fictional characters of all time. I mean, he's right up there with oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank. Uh, it's a Wonderful Life. Well, why can't I think of the guy's name? And It's a Wonderful Life. But definitely. I mean, not a feel good story, because of what happens, but I mean, a feel good story in the aspect of Atticus. I mean, just love his character, love them, who he is, the fact that he, reads, constantly, the fact that he's raising his two kids not on his own. I mean, Calpurnia is a black woman that helps them, cooks for them. The mother died when Scout was 2, and we start the story when Scout's 6. So she mentions that her brother has memories of her mother, but she does not. So yeah, but it's a good book. It's a good book. I'm at probably 4.5 stars. I'm sure there's a lot of other analysis that we could talk about here, a lot of other deeper things. But for me, it was just the the story, the historical importance, and the cool little tidbits, like the one-liners, like the quotes, and just the ideas about trying to be a good person day in and day out. Everyone messes up, but you get up the next day and try again. Just try to be a good person. So yeah, this is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.